Welcome to the channel where we provide daily videos detailing some of the most fascinating people in sport and culture. In today's video we look into the life of England cricket great Geoffrey Boycott and focus on his assault conviction for which he maintains he was a victim of blackmail. Let's dive in. Geoffrey Boycott is a former English cricketer who was known for his prolific run-scoring abilities and his technical proficiency as a batsman. Born on October 21, 1940, in Fitzwilliam, Yorkshire, Boycott made his first-class debut for his hometown club in 1962 and went on to enjoy a long and illustrious career that spanned over 2 decades. Boycott was renowned for his unwavering focus and his ability to bat for long periods of time without giving away his wicket easily. He had a textbook technique and was a master of the defensive stroke, which allowed him to accumulate runs at a steady pace while frustrating opposition bowlers. He was also a fine stroke player, capable of hitting elegant cover drives and powerful pulls when the situation demanded. Boycott made his Test debut for England against Australia in 1964 and quickly established himself as a mainstay of the team. He played 108 Test matches for England, scoring 8,114 runs at an average of 47.72, which included 22 centuries and 42 half-centuries. He also played 36 one-day internationals, scoring over 1,000 runs at an average of 36, with 4 half-centuries. One of Boycott's most memorable performances came in 1967, when he scored 246 not out against India at Headingley, which was then his highest Test score. He also scored an unbeaten 100 against Australia at Lord's in 1977, which was his 100th first-class century, and helped England win the Ashes that year. Boycott was known for his prickly personality and his sometimes difficult relationships with teammates and management. He was dropped from the England team in 1974 after a dispute with the selectors, but he eventually returned to the team and went on to play a vital role in many of England's victories in the 1970s and 1980s. After retiring from international cricket in 1982, Boycott continued to play domestic cricket for Yorkshire until 1986. He then became a popular commentator and analyst for BBC's Test Match Special and Sky Sports, where he earned a reputation for his insightful commentary and his no-nonsense opinions. In 1996, Boycott was accused of assault by Margaret Moore, a former lover. Boycott denied the charges, claiming she had fallen over and injured herself. He pointed to the fact that Moore was in financial difficulties and said that he would never hit a woman. Moore was declared bankrupt shortly after making the allegations. Boycott was absent for the first trial in January at which he was convicted, after his lawyers had been wrongly informed that it was merely a preliminary hearing. In the second trial, beginning on the 20th of October 1998, Boycott appeared before a French magistrate's court and was given a 3-month suspended sentence, and his £5,300 fine was confirmed. He was criticized by the magistrate for the way he conducted his case and for rudely interrupting Mrs. Moore's barrister. In September 2019, the magistrate who convicted Boycott recalled that he was arrogant and he had a deplorable attitude throughout the trial. According to Boycott, Moore had grown angry when he refused to marry her, stating that he was not the marrying kind, and had fallen when throwing his clothing from the window, hitting her head on the carpet. When he again appealed against his conviction, Moore's version of events that Boycott had attacked her by punching her in the face, causing bruising, was upheld. This was in the light of photographs of her injuries shown to the court and the testimony of a doctor that the injuries could not have been caused in the way described by Boycott. In 2015, an investigation by the Daily Telegraph alleged that Moore had admitted to a friend she had slipped on a marble floor and hit her head, causing the injury she later claimed was caused by Boycott. The newspaper also discovered that Boycott's solicitor had been contacted by a representative of Moore, suggesting that the allegation would be dropped if he paid her £150,000. Documents also reportedly showed Ms. Moore's IT business had debts of £1.3 million. Boycott refused to pay the sum demanded, stating he considered it to be blackmail. A separate incident documented in court papers also revealed Moore's barrister had demanded £1 million from Boycott in return for her silence. Moore's lack of honesty has also been documented in other court cases relating to her business. When Mr. Registrar James made a bankruptcy order against her, he noted a deliberate lack of truthfulness in her evidence. At the time of the conviction, Boycott was working for Sky and BBC Radio, commentating on England's tour of the West Indies. He was sacked from both roles. He was also sacked from his columnist's job in the Sun newspaper, which announced the dismissal in an article on the front page with the headline, "Sun sacks Boycott the Brute." A BBC television spokesman said, "Geoffrey Boycott is not under contract with the BBC and there are no plans to use him in the future." Boycott's knighthood in 2019 sparked controversy and debate, with many questioning whether he deserved to receive the honour due to his domestic violence conviction. Dawn Butler MP, Labour's Shadow Minister for Women and Equalities, said, "Celebrating a man convicted of assaulting his partner by giving him a knighthood is an insult to victims and survivors of domestic violence." His ex-partner and the alleged victim Margaret Moore described the knighting of Boycott as disgusting. So where do you stand with Boycott? Was he being blackmailed or is he the brute that he was branded by the Sun newspaper? There is no denying Boycott was one of the greatest batsmen of his generation, however, and a true legend of English cricket. His commitment, discipline, and sheer skill as a batsman inspired generations of cricketers and helped establish England as a force to be reckoned with in world cricket. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for an interesting video every day.